Gradius V is an arcade-styled shoot-'em-up that was developed and published by Konami and would be one of the many sequels from a long line of popular games within the popular franchise itself, dating way back as far as earlier consoles, even in the arcades themselves. So this version would see a release on the PlayStation 2 in 2004, releasing in a variety of different regions, which follows the characteristics seen in previous games, but adding more polish and detail, even 3D graphics into the experience. And like many of the other games in the series, because it is very popular in general, this version also received positive reviews across the board, praising the level design, graphical details, and even the classical revival elements. But if there was one thing that was criticised about the game, was the game's overall heightened difficulty, because even though it is a side-scrolling 2D style shooter, the emphasis is on precision, because make no mistake, you have to be in the right place at the right time. There's no room for error or mistakes. If you're not in the right place when you're trying to attack certain enemies because they have particular weak points, and if you don't manage to be there or in a certain position to avoid any attacks or even certain scenarios which you can't even move, if you're not in that space within that time, you're pretty much done for. And that was the main gripe with regards to the reviews, because yes, it is a very, very good game, don't get me wrong, and I do like my shoot 'em ups as well, but this is a tough one, a very tough one, because some of the boss battles don't really make sense, and it's kind of difficult to figure out the weak points. There's a lot of trial and error involved to try and understand what to do. It's not until you've pretty much lost all your lives that you're like, oh damn, but by then it's too late for sure. Again, you play through it and then you'll figure it out, but then you're hit with another hurdle that's even more difficult than the previous one, and that seems to be a case in point here, as in with a lot of these games. But the emphasis on precision in this one is definitely its Achilles heel in most regards. While it's definitely more suited to more established and technically better players, for the average casual player, they will struggle with it, to say the least. But there are different modes that are available, so they give you more reasons to want to play, and even just to unlock different features, which you can acquire more power-ups and weapon choices as you play, which will help, and you will need them to have any chance of success, but it won't be easy. So essentially the plot of the game is based in the future, where the planet has been invaded by aliens, so your goal is to eradicate this common threat in order to bring back peace. But if you're a fan of any of the previous games in the series, you'll have no fault here with this one, but again, it will be difficult for most players. But regardless of the difficulty, from spending time playing it and having played other games previously in the past from the series, it is an enjoyable game and a very good solid game all around. It just won't appeal to everybody with regards to how difficult it can get, but it's like anything else, with a bit of practice and persistence, you will definitely get the most out of it. If anything, it's definitely one of the best shooters of this type on the console, and it's definitely worth a try. It has great graphics, great visuals, even the soundtrack really suits it. The futuristic vibe is definitely there in abundance. A very good solid all round game, just very difficult mind you, but definitely worth a try. But there are a lot of games like this that were also released on the PS2, actually a ton of them, and I've yet to experience even more that they do have to offer, which I will be covering in future videos. But until that happens, I would love to know your thoughts of this game. What did you think of it overall? Are you a fan of this particular game in the series, or what other versions of the game did you enjoy from the series itself, or even other franchises that were released on the PlayStation 2? So be sure to share it down in the comments below, and if you would like to see more content around more shoot 'em ups like this that were also released on the console over the years, then you can check them out in this playlist right here.